Good morning. My name is Dr. Eugene Kravis. Today, April 4th, is a very, very important day for my friend John Steiner, retired professor of sociology at Sonoma State University. He is about to receive the highest award that the German government can give an academic, the Order of Merit, for work on Holocaust studies here in America and abroad, back in Germany, and the study of the perpetrators. Here in America, at Sonoma State, he established the Holocaust Study Center and the Holocaust Lecture Series, to which I have contributed some help to, and many others here in Sonoma County. So please come and join us at the German consulate here in San Francisco to see the award. Thank you. We are now in the reception room in the console. There's John Steiner's son, Ingmar, and his friend Eric Lehman. Ingmar is studying in Germany, and he is now a master's candidate. And Eric is a student at Sonoma State, active in the Holocaust Studies program. There is the Consul General and John.
I'll let you go first. Since it isn't going to rain yet.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not going to rain.
Well, I walked, the couple of blocks I walked, I got a little damp.
Yeah, just drizzle, just cold.
Yeah.
This is Sandra Walton, the acquisition librarian at Sonoma State University. Sandra has been a staunch supporter of John throughout his career there at the university. And she has put on many displays of his works, his papers and artifacts that he's over his 40 years of study of the perpetrators, and been very, very active in getting books in the library on the subject of the Holocaust. This is Carol Hurwitz. She has been a very, very important person in the development of the Holocaust Lecture Series. When John was the director, she was his secretary and put in an enormous amount of work, enormous amount of hours in getting the lecture series set up each year. I personally believe that we would not have had the lecture series that we have now if it wasn't for Carol Hurwitz. She's now a Ph.D. candidate on a Holocaust-related subject, and we hope to see a lot from her. New Daibi, a significant person in this program. He has received the Righteous Among the Nations Award from the State of Israel for his work in Danish rescue, which was a most unique subject, most unique event in the Holocaust, where 7,000 Jews were spirited across the sea from Denmark to Sweden, and their lives saved by Knut Dyby and his underground friends. And we owe him a great deal. This is Noel Byrne, Dr. Noel Burns, chairman of the sociology department. He has been a student of John in his undergraduate days and now is teaching at Sonoma State. And this year is chair of the sociology department. It's very nice to have us. Dr. Philip Zimbardo, professor of social psychology at Stanford University and now president of the American Psychological Association. He's an old friend of John's and very well for the Stanford prison experiment that was conducted about 30 years ago. John Steiner collaborated with him, giving him some insights into the Nazi prison factors. Very nice to have him here.
Dear Professor Steiner, dear Ingmar Steiner, the son of John Steiner, distinguished guests, my wife Louise and I welcome you most cordially to the residence of the German Consulate General in San Francisco. We have gathered here to celebrate the bestowal of the German Order of Merit upon John Steiner. He received this award for the contribution he has made to Holocaust studies as an influential researcher, scholar, teacher, and administrator. John Steiner, you are one of the few survivors of the Holocaust. As a boy of 17, you have been imprisoned by the Nazi regime and put to concentration camps in Theresienstadt, in Auschwitz-Birkenau, and from where you were liberated by the US Armed Forces in 1945. Medical analysts show that imprisonment at concentration camps had devastating effects on the psyche and on the physical health of survivors. There are researchers who tell you that having to live on with the experience of Holocaust can be even much harder than the years of imprisonment. Professor Steiner, like many survivors of the Holocaust, you have found refuge and home at the United States. You have pursued a career, an academic career in the field of sociology, and you have made the Third Reich and the Holocaust the center of your studies. You have distinguished yourself as a researcher on the psychological condition of those in contact of the state instruments of persecution and oppression in the Third Reich. Well known are your publications of interviews with former members of the SS, with surviving members of the victims of the Holocaust, and your scientific sociological analysis of their psyche, of their mind. However, you did not limit your research to publications. Note something on the ground. The Holocaust Studies Center at Sonoma State University, where you served as a director from 1987, and later on you have been there the senior scholar in residence. Professor Steiner, your academic research has centered on Germany in its darkest years. Many survivors of the Holocaust have deliberately severed all contact with Germans, the German language, with Germany at large. A very understandable reaction to the terror suffered from the German state. You, however, have made and went into a different direction. You have kept involved with post-war Germany. You even studied in Germany. And you worked together with German academics, mostly in the field of the Holocaust research. The research worked with at the universities of Freiburg and Osnabrück speak of you in all forms of adoration. And I fully understand what has made them, what has made this strong impression on the German professors. We Germans of today are deeply moved by your gracious attitude towards us. Germany salutes you and expresses her gratitude. As a token of friendship and recognition, it is my honor and privilege to hand over to you the insignia of the German Order of Merit bestowed upon you by fellow President Johannes Rau. I have the difficult task to fix this. The official deed for the Order of Merit, and I have been asked to read it to all of you, and I will do that in German. The deed reads: Verleihungsurkunde in Anerkennung der die Bundesrepublik Deutschland erworbenen besonderen Verdienste verleihe ich Herrn Professor John Steiner das Bundesverdienstkreuz am Bande des Verdienstordens der Bundesrepublik Deutschland, Berlin, den 6. März 2002, der Bundespräsident signed Johannes. This is now all yours, together with the miniature. I also have directions how to wear in the German language. And I now ask all of you to raise the glass, honoring Professor John Steiner and celebrating this happy moment. Cheers.
Salud.
John, would you care to read that in English?
That's a reasonable Maybe you can do it even better than I can.
Oh, I haven't done that before, so I have
Passing, so that was passing the buck.
Yes. And as a diplomat, you must be used to this kind of situation. So it is the deed or the proclamation of bestowal in recognition of the merits for the Federal Republic of Germany and the special merits I bestow to Professor John Steiner the Federal Order of Merit of the Order of Merit of the Federal Republic of Germany, Berlin, the 6th March 2002. The Federal President signed Johannes Rau.
Bravo. Now you know.
Now we're going to have a ceremony of the award of the Order of Merit to Dr. John Steiner.
We are in a diplomatic company, and I'm known to say things which are not fully correct, and don't want to cause any problems to our hosts and some other people who may be present here. So I've decided to compose a very, very short response to this great honor, and I will have the honor to read it to you. But before I get to it, I'd like to thank all of you who are present and enjoy with me the great honor which has been bestowed on me, and rejoice with me in enabling me to be further motivated and even more motivated to continue with what I will have to do with some degree of additional energy, if that is what is left in me, in view of my age and the physical situation, because the Consul General has referred the health problems of some people who are survivors, and I'm a survivor and survived 5 different death camps and concentration camps, including slave labor camps, and that I still function the way I do is a minor miracle, I would say. And sometimes I feel I should be dead, but I'm still alive. And I have not been helped very much by some people at a certain institution where I should be supported more than I've been in the past. And I think that needs to be said in public, and that much I won't be politically correct, because I had a very hard time to survive the work which I hoped would be more successful than it actually turned out to be. So let me just say these sort of things in humility and gratefulness. I thank all who participated in bestowing this great honor on me. I've said it already, I don't want to repeat it. This recognition provides an encouragement on a path to replace hatred with understanding. And there's a German word, and I would say comprehension is probably in English a more accurate word for what I'm going to say in German, namely verstehen. And Max Weber was an expert on verstehen and defined it in a way which is much more productive than mere understanding. And I don't think there's an equivalent in English for verstehen. And that's why music was, Max Weber was a person I learned a great deal from when I was studying, when I was a doctoral candidate at Berkeley. And generate the courage to act upon what has been understood without hesitation. So many people, and that is to me very important, lecture, preach, teach, and they say, well, we have to go there and here, 10 miles from here, Francisco, that's our destiny. That's where we want to get. But then they are stationary, they don't move. And I think we need to learn to move, not only tell people where to go, but proceed to be leaders, to go to that place which we have pointed out, which we really should use as a target, as a goal, rather than just talking about it. And I found that very many professors who profess don't do that. They tell people that but remain stationary. And I think that needs to be changed. And I think all of us need to somehow be people who will be walking, be leaders to the destination which we consider to be important in order to bring about a change in this world which will be more livable, And today, particularly in terms of the situation we live in today, is exceedingly necessary, because if we don't do it, we can anticipate catastrophes which will be probably even greater than the Holocaust. Why? Because of modern high tech. So if we don't have the moral and social intelligence to behave responsibly, we are facing catastrophes. Put differently, the more we truly understand, comprehend, the less we need to hate, provided we also simultaneously develop concern, compassion, and charity for all human beings. And that is not being done, because we all have a degree of intolerance and prejudice and don't reflect enough before we act. The goal should be to achieve a high moral and social intelligence which is indeed applicable to all of us, which obviously includes me. And I'm working on myself. I hope I'll be a different person when I kick the bucket. A better person. Again, very much to the President and all of you who are present for your recognition and your encouragement. One of whom is my great friend, Philip Zimbardo, who stands here and is the hardest work I've ever encountered to make a contribution to humanity. I'm singling him out on purpose because he has worked more than is good for his health. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, I've been asked to say a few remarks about my good friend John, to whom this wonderful award has been, and recognition has been given today. I've known John since the days when he was sometimes mistaken for John Kennedy, almost, due to his close resemblance, physical resemblance to John Kennedy back in those days. That is, this was back in the late 60s. I knew John as my professor. I was his student. This was in the spring of 1969.
You might want to give your name.
Oh, yes. My name is Noel Byrne, by the way. Currently, I'm chair of the sociology department, and we are deeply, deeply honored to have John as our emeritus professor with this wonderful record of distinction and contribution to the betterment of the world. I don't want to go on at great length. I think that's the essential point. I am proud to acknowledge John as my friend, and also my admiration for his profoundly significant work.
Okay. Collections Librarian at Sonoma State University. And I'm a member of the Center for the Study of the Holocaust Advisory Board and have been for probably more than 20 years. John and I started at Sonoma State University about the same time. It's been a real privilege for me to be associated with the development of the center and the class that is associated with it. Today is really a wonderful occasion, well-deserved recognition for John Steiner and the incredible amount of work that he has done to further understanding of what happened in that terrible time in history. And he keeps at us, and thank heavens for that.
You want me to speak to?
Just say, give your name. Give your name.
Oh, my name is Knut Geiby. I live like the honor we do today in Novato. They picked me up, and I used to go up to Sonoma State and speak in the various sessions. I've been up there 5 times.
About the Danish.
Yeah.
About the Danish.
About the rescue in Denmark. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Brian Shears, and I've been a colleague of John's for many, many years. More importantly, I've been a friend, and I use that word very carefully. John is a very bright, very funny, very loyal, and sometimes very difficult human being, just like me. So I think that's why we like one another. Okay.
I'm Mark Shears, and the man who preceded me is my husband, and I met John through Brian. John has been in our home several times, and he has been a very delightful guest, very charming, very entertaining, and I'm very happy for him at this time in his life to receive such a wonderful honor, because it is fully deserved, and I think it is the frosting on the cake for him. So congratulations to John and to Germany for making such a wonderful choice.
I'm Carol Hurwitz, and I've worked with John Steiner since 1984, which is almost 2 decades. Right now we're editing an article on his experience of time in Nazi death camps. So it goes on and it goes on, the understanding that you can get from this. I'm privileged and honored to have worked with him, and today what was on my mind was the memory of him telling us that the night he arrived in Prague in his inmate pajamas, striped pajamas, he had to sleep on a rail station bench because he had no place in the world to go. He had lost his family, he had lost his home blown up, and after having been in the 5 death camps and death marches, he came there and he had no place to go. And I keep thinking of this today because we're far from him being a skinny, dark-haired, pajamaed Holocaust survivor. That after all these years, he can still move us to try to help his goals. I can't go on. Right.
Yeah.
Tall, skinny guy, and it's and I have 2 sons, 18 and 21, so it's making me think of where this all started. This all started with this, skinny kid who comes out of the death camp and has to make meaning out of his life by himself. For all these, and his life has been practically as hard as what he experienced there because of the lack of acceptance and the lack of understanding and the lack of love in the world towards people. I think that's what it is. You're very good. I see your eyes are very drawing, and it makes it easy for me to talk to you, even though I know I'm talking to the camera.
Yeah.
maybe because I've known you for a long time. So now you're doing apples. Apples.
What's better? Wait a minute. Okay.
I must say it's an honor and a privilege to be here, and I'm greatly honored and glad I could make the appointment. There are a great many people here who are very interesting. I'm glad to have met them, and there are several who I will be glad to meet once I get around to it. But it's a very pleasant occasion, and very I'm glad that all this has occurred. And of course I'm very proud of my father and his achievements, and the recognition he has now received. Thank you very much.
Okay, hello, I'm Philip Zimbardo. I've been a friend of John Steiner since 1971. The year I did the Stanford Prison Experiment, and John contacted me indicating his interest in my research and made me aware of parallels between some of the ideas that I had and ideas he had. So we became friends, we became colleagues, and he has taught me so much, not only about the Holocaust, got me involved in the Sonoma State Holocaust Study Center, but also about what it means to be a serious intellectual, a deep scholar. He certainly has broadened my intellectual vistas, and I am proud to say that I friend, respect his work. I hope that he's going to be able to eventually publish his wonderful interviews that he's done over many, many years with Nazi concentration camp guards, because that will be a major contribution to understanding of human nature. So I wish John well. I'm delighted to be here at the German consulate on the day that he received this wonderful award. Thank you, John.
Ja, sagen Sie es doch. Berliner Maler, ich will mal Feuerstein sagen, so heißt er aber nicht. Wie heißt er denn? Ich kann nicht so viel essen, wie ich kotzen kann. Maler Berlin? Sagen Sie es doch, er weiß es doch. Spucken Sie es aus. Nein. F. Ja, mit F bin ich sogar richtig, dass es F ist.
I want to thank you all for being with us on this very, very memorable occasion.